Well, good day, everybody. This is Joe, and hey, welcome back to the typing assignment series. Yeah, it's been a while. I think late December we had the results of typing assignment 20, and I wanted to hold off for the month of January on doing another typing assignment so all of you guys can work on your cold hard type project stories. And now that the deadline is passed, I figured it was a good idea to get back to the typing assignments so we all have hopefully time and energy and creative powers to do some creating here with the typewriters. One of the resources I was looking around at, I was wandering through my local bookstore a few weeks ago, and I found this book, Creative Writer's Notebook. And this is a collection of 70 writing exercises by 20 authors. And I'm not going to use these literally in our typing assignments, but I am going to kind of go through here and find some inspiration that I might be able to reappropriate for some of our assignments. And the first author mentioned in this book was James Joyce, and we're not going to do a James Joyce thing, I don't think, but one of the exercises that they had was to just write your own little inner monologue assignment. It reminded me of something that I came across back when I was a teenager in the early 1970s. I went to my local public library. This was the Tony Hillerman Library. Back then it was called the Wyoming Branch Library. Anyways, I was wandering through the library and I found on a table a number of books on display. And it might have been a new book at the time, or maybe it was an older book with a reprint. I don't know. Anyway, a book I picked up and I thumbed through it, and the book the entire book took place in a stretch of just a few hours, and the character was standing in a line or a queue. And I never checked out or read the book, and I don't remember what the author's name was or what the title of the book is. But I've thought about that book over the years. This is like a missing little thing that I missed. I don't know what the book is. But this assignment here in the Creative Writer's Notebook reminded me of that. And so I was thinking that it would be kind of cool to do something involving an inner monologue in terms of when a person is waiting in line or waiting in a queue. But I went and did some internet searches anyways to try to figure out maybe what this book is. And of course, if you guys know the way the internet works, everything post-internet is on the internet, and a lot of things pre-internet aren't on the internet. So anyway, if you start doing a Google search of a novel about a guy waiting in a queue, you end up with the results from Vladimir Sorokin's 1983 novel called The Queue, which takes place in the Soviet Union, and it's just dialogue. It's page after page of just dialogue of various people standing in a queue. I don't believe that was the book I found or I saw when I was in high school, because of course this book I'm referring to was published in 1983. That would have been 10 years later, and it wasn't just dialogue. It was more of a narrative kind of book. I'm thinking we should do a typing assignment around a character standing or sitting in a queue or a waiting room, and the inner monologue, the inner thought life of that person. And so the assignment will be to write this one-pager on a typewriter about the inner thoughts of a person standing in a queue or a line or in a waiting room. And it could be a real-to-life character like yourself. You could actually journal those thoughts, or maybe a fictional character. Maybe the setting is very interesting. Maybe it's a line waiting to go to some dramatic or terrible or awful or wonderful place. Who knows? Use the power of your imagination. But I look forward to this assignment myself. I really look forward to participating in it. Now, this typing assignment is for the month of February, and we're already into the first week of February, so we're going to make this assignment due on the 24th, Sunday the 24th of February. That's the last Sunday in February. And as always, according to the rules of our typing assignments, scan or photograph a legible, well-lit copy of your typewritten story, put it in a publicly accessible website, post the link to it down in the comments below, and or send me an email of either the link or the image itself as an attachment to the email. Send it to me to my email address on the screen right here, and I will include your piece in the slideshow of the results from this assignment. Well, it's really interesting. I'm looking forward to this assignment. There's a, this personal connection to this story that I don't know what book it is. And I would also want to put out a request here that if you guys know what novel I'm talking about, uh, maybe put a link down below and clue me in. This would have been written at or before the early 1970s, and I don't know who the author is or what the title is, but it was a book that took place over the course of just a few hours, and it was about a person standing in a line or a queue. And it reminds me that because we put off the typing assignments for a month because of the cold hard type short story writing project, I wanted to mention to you guys that if you got your cold hard type story in too late, or if it was rejected or not considered for publication, I want to encourage you not to lose heart, because I think the opportunity that Dr. Polt gave us to be involved in this project and to write a short story, it's a great opportunity that we have to be creative in a focused way, in a way that we might not have done ourselves. And even if your fledgling story was rejected, it is a great start to a creative project that you should continue. I would encourage you to continue working on it for your own self, your own benefit, and see where that leads you. In my younger years, I always thought about a writer or an author in terms of like a career. That is to say, I could never be a writer because I can't see or can't fathom how I could make money writing. But people that really love writing do it for the sake of the love of writing, and they might find a way to make that a living on the side. But the first and foremost thing I would encourage you to do is to have a love of writing, and so continue working on your story. If you have this story you submitted, it got rejected or whatever, continue working on it. See where it leads you, and that might lead you into maybe starting to write something else, right? And that might lead to something else. So don't ever think because you're rejected it's over, it's done with. No, part of being a writer is facing rejection. That's just part of life, right? So we just got to keep going forward and keep putting words down on paper. That's my encouragement to you guys today. Well, I hope you guys find this writing assignment fun. I'm looking forward to it. And keep thinking, keep writing, keep doing those things we need to do to stay creative. And until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye for now.